My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Akron, Mississippi, 38841. I am still under attack by Scientology. People are utilizing Scientology or alien or extra dimensional technology to drive parasites through my body. They are also stealing extra dimensional biology from me. For more information about Scientology and this technology, refer to my other videos. I have to report criminal behavior at the moment. So they've been damaging my brain over the last week, 2 weeks. They have removed most of the frontal lobe in the extra dimensions. They got me down to the quick, up to the electron shell. They're trying to give me a brain transplant. They're stealing brain tissue and utilizing it in their hive mind. And also as transplants, they're trying to give themselves brain transplants, utilizing my brain. They're also using it for surrogate making purposes. So they're trying to create a biology in which they can drive. Yes, they're trying to access my brain tissue using their technology. They're trying to use it as their own. They're literally trying to harness my intellectual abilities, my ability to create, to write literature, to study, to learn, and to apply this knowledge. I've created a few things. I wrote some literature. I've been doing it for my whole life. This started 13 years ago. There are multiple people involved, both civilian and government employees. NPR or media companies, such as radio companies, media companies such as NPR, NPB, being assaulted. Social media companies, marketing companies, the people that control internet ads, the algorithms we see at social media, and marketing companies. They even control what we see on TV. They control commercials and and the broadcasting, scheduling, I guess. Also, big business owners, big CEOs, the tech companies, Microsoft and other tech companies. Also, politicians. Barack Obama is involved. Other politicians. The CIA, the FBI, and the military, primarily the Navy and National Guard, but all the branches utilize alien tech or extra dimensional technology. They turn themselves into aliens. So to explain a little bit about the technology, there are more than 3 dimensions. There are 11 or 12. See string theory and calculus. But they are there. That is a truth. They exist. We have biology in these extra dimensions that we can't see while we are alive. So we have extra dimensional biology. The human genome produces an 11-dimensional humanoid with a head covering that usually has horns. We are designed to live in outer space, to fly through outer space when we die or in the afterlife. Aliens. That's what we are. So Scientology is the practice of utilizing this extra dimensional biology before you die. Yes, we are Anunnaki. That is our bloodline. So Scientologists remove this extra dimensional biology from themselves and they modify it. They use technology and techniques to turn it into an upper dimensional vehicle, a biology in which they can control while they are still among the living. So remote controlled aliens. Aliens are remote controlled organisms. People on Earth are driving them utilizing Scientology's tech at this very moment. They have several several types of technology. They have wireless devices that interface with their brain and central nervous system. Yes, so there are objects in the extra dimensions. They have computers and technology and devices and tools and even buildings and structures in the upper dimensions. I am very sick. I'm being tortured by these people. So the entire 11 dimensions, they can get 3 or 4 different biologies out of this. This is what they like to do. They like to remove the layers. So every 3 dimensions creates a new layer. That's how this biology presents itself. It looks like those little Russian dolls, a doll inside of a doll inside of a doll. That's what it looks like. They like to remove the layers from themselves, and they wind up with 3 or 4 biologies that are incomplete. Yes. So they harvest organs and tissues from other humans and other species in an attempt to make themselves whole and function properly. They want to make each one of these biologies whole and function properly. They take organs and tissues from other humans and other species such as reptiles or lizards, insects, and worms. Yes, and also other species. There's a lot of experimentation that takes place, but they are creating the aliens. They make several types of alien forms: blue bloods, grays, greens. They even make squid people. And then there are lizard people. So they make lizard people using lizard body parts, like a lizard skin. They look just like an alligator or a lizard. They also can modify genetics. This is ability we gain in the afterlife. And Scientologists gain this ability. They can manipulate, they can read genetic structure and manipulate this genetic structure using magic. And they can help an organism produce certain features in this manner. So they can change the skin, the color of the skin. They can even give you claws and put features, make you grow horns, all types of features, all types of control in genetics. And this is also, they call these also lizard people. That is what most people know as a lizard person. So part of the human DNA is made up of lizard DNA. We are descendants of dinosaurs, of reptile DNA. So they can get a lizard-like organism out of the human genome. There's also another lizard person. Then the insectoids, they use bug body parts. Most of these are what they call humas or surrogates. So they like to use brain tissue from a human, and they like to create an insectoid using this brain tissue. And sometimes they merge more of their biology. So Anunnakis, or humans, we have a plethora of biology. Outer space is a dangerous environment. So we are built like tanks. We have head coverings. We have extra dimensional organs that we can't see while we are alive to help us fly and to move matter. So in the afterlife, we are magical. We can move particles around. They call it molecular transfer, where they transfer molecules from one place to another. We also glow. I even heard we can breathe fire. Light-breathing demons. I don't like to call them demons because there's negative connotation to demons because of duality. These people like to play a game they call angels and demons, where they try to kill people, but other people try to save the person they're trying to kill. It's really gods and devils. So the Scientology community has become a criminal enterprise. First off, it's an exploitation ring. They're trying to take over the world. If you have any kind of influence, authority, or power, or a job position in which they desire to control. They may force you to assimilate. They may force you either to assimilate into a hive mind, telepathy, where you are forced to communicate with other people, try to tell you what to do and control you. Or they may force you to practice Scientology, so they may force you to become an alien. Or they may turn you into a surrogate. So this technology gives them the ability to drive other organisms that are not their own. They can drive other humans and other species such as animals, insects, and worms. This technology has led to the creation of biological weapons or parasites used to assault another organism. Remote control parasites or remote control worms. They are either utilized as a surgical device or a weapon. This is what they've done to me and other people. They can even drive a virus. So they can help a virus kill a person. Aliens can. So can Anunnakis. Dead people. The biggest ones are still alive, or they are being influenced by the living. People that are among the living are the biggest and in the most power. And they're only about 60 years old. So they see time differently than we do while we are alive. In the third dimension, we experience time as a linear motion. We see seconds, minutes, and hours. We see days, weeks, and months, and years. In the afterlife, Anunnakis and aliens, they see time more simultaneous than we do. So the past, the present, and the future happen at the same time. Yes, the universe becomes an object after time has passed. The beginning of the universe and the end of the universe happen at the same time. That means at this very moment, I am being forced to assimilate 13 years ago. At this very moment, I'm being born. Yes, DNA. So I am part Native American. I am descendant of Lakota people. My Native American name is Crazy Bird. I had a vision that the Thunder Beings were going crazy. That's what it is. We have extra-dimensional organisms that are breaking the law. They're committing crimes against humanity. Yes, these people like to invade homes, invade privacy, invade businesses. They like to control people. They're literally trying to take over the world. Yes, I'm a Anunnaki. Where I want to go in the afterlife, I don't want to practice Scientology. I want to be as whole as possible. And take it from me, a person that has lost a lot of biology, you function so much better when you have every piece of you attached to you. You don't want to be cut into a million pieces. You want to have, your biology tries to be one object. It would be one solid object if it could be. Yes, I need legal help or I need self-defense. So these people are driving aliens onto my presence non-stop 24/7. They are premeditating my death. They are doing it slowly. They are harvesting body parts as they go. Yes, the human genome is of the Anunnaki bloodline. So because in the afterlife and aliens, because aliens exist, humans are, yes, we're messing with the timeline. We are messing with the past in this very moment. Or in the future, we are going to be messing with the past. Christianity, which is what they have forced upon me using their special abilities. They named me Christopher, so I could be Saint Christopher. and they can somehow justify this event and call it Christian martyrdom and get people to worship it and accept it. So they named me Christopher. That means my father was a surrogate. And so was my mother's side of the family, because that's where I get my Lakota genetics. It's from my mother. And the rest of my family are also in danger of this body harvesting and of this game. They're literally trying to kill me or torture me. They make me feel pain nonstop. They don't want me to succeed. They don't want me to be healthy. They don't want me to feel good, have any kind of pleasure. They don't want me to be able to defend myself. They keep me sick. They force me to hear their voices using this hive mind technology. They force telepathy on me so they can harass me. So they constantly threaten my life. They make me stressed out. They threaten the life of my pets and my family. They harass me and they defame me. They victim shame me. Yes, they blame me for this. They say it's my fault. This is some kind of criminal or policing operation. He's pretending, an alien's pretending to be a police officer. He says he can torture me to death and steal my intellectual property. So Scientology has people in all institutions and in all walks of life, especially the government. And some of these Scientologists in the government are trying to use their authority to hurt me in some way, both legally and physically. I am doing nothing wrong. I'm unarmed. I'm working on my health. I am at the hospital where I stay. I had to come out and live on the streets right close to the hospital so I can stay alive. Yes, this is a wellness center. I take showers here and I get in the steam room. It helps remove foreign objects and parasites. And it helps me regenerate. It's my intellectual property. I wrote Crazy Bird Comics. I wrote the Environmental Creation Agency or Environmental Control Agency, Divine Currency, Buffalo Dollars, Divine Currency or Buffalo Dollars, Alien Bob, Bug Bob, Space Bob, a whole bunch of other stories. I like to write. I've been doing it since I was a kid. My mother also writes, and so do other family members. Oh, I'm in pain. So they also have third dimensional parasites inside of me. I'll be in the hospital soon trying to get them out, trying to convince them that I have them. Apparently they don't show up well on x-rays because they claim I don't have them. However, they're getting bigger. I think these people hide the worms every time I go in there. They suck them back down into my stomach. Yes, they think I'm a crazy person. Some of these worms are big too. They are over an inch in diameter. Yes, I really do have worms. So I've done some study and I've seen some documentation on parasites, and that's usually how it starts. They go in, scan after scan after scan after scan, and the doctors never find anything. And eventually, bam, one day they do. They're dead or the monsters inside of me, yeah. And I've studied parasitism too, or a little bit. So these worms, some of them they're round. Some of them have teeth that stick out in front of them. They can open and close their teeth. Their teeth make a conical shape. Some of them, they have teeth inside of their head. They're round, and these teeth are shaped like curved razor blades, and they go all the way around. Some of these worms have multiple mouths, so they have a mouth on each side of their head. Some of them have two mouths, one on each side, with teeth that extendable jaw. Yes, and they open and close. Then I have other parasites and other organisms in my biology. It's like a zoo inside of me. assault with a deadly weapon, yeah. Scientology. This started, civilians made first contact. It's a Scientology company called Preservision. They installed Preservision devices. They forced me to practice Scientology. Then the government came and made contact with me. They even had a hearing held to determine my mental status. That's when they started trying to get away with it. They put me in the hive mind. They use hive mind technology on me, and they're calling it surveillance tech. Yes, there's a conflict of interest. People are addicted to reading my mind. They are addicted to the snuff film. I started inspiring a lot of people. I was a political activist, just doing what I was bred to do, I guess. They did control my genetics to a large extent. But it was just a tag along. They tried to change the name of a Native American. It would have happened. It would have been better without them. At least I'm glad I exist, but they shouldn't have interfered with my life. They got me since birth. My name stands for things. So Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers is my name. The initials are acronyms that stand for multiple things. Remote Control Worms, RCW. Remote Control Worm Woman. Remote Control Wakinya Witko, which means remote control, is part Lakota for Remote Control Thunder Being, who's gone crazy. RCWW. Remote Control Alien. Yep. I am very sick. So what they're doing is they're removing brain tissue. So today and last night and yesterday, they got to the back of my brain, and they are removing inner brain tissue and brainstem tissue. It's getting bad. And they are taking and separating the light and dark particles from it, giving part of it away. And then they are using part of it as another transplant, and they're also using other people's brain tissue as transplants to cover up the damage. Yes, there are Anunnakis in outer space. Also, I failed to mention that Scientology can produce an Anunnaki or a demon-like alien, an organism in which they can drive. They can drive their Anunnakis. You can be horns on your head, motherfuckers, while you're among the living. You are not as well. You lose health. As I call it, dimensional health. Missing organs and tissues in the lower or upper dimensions. You want to be whole from birth till death, and that is the entirety of your experience. You don't want to lose body parts. You just want the death cleave, and that's it. You literally take as much as you can with you when you die, or that's what you want to do, to be able to survive in the afterlife. Yes, you need to be able to produce your own homeostasis, and you need to be able to consume, which is mostly a lung function, believe it or not, in the afterlife. So we consume mostly by breathing in the afterlife. There are gases and elements and dust and things like that that Anunnakis can consume in the afterlife. We actually consume the elements and the energy. They call it the nether. It's a black gas. That's what it looks like. Some kind of particle. So they stop eating and start breathing mostly. And they process energy differently, I guess you could say. Someone just gave me a death threat. Please get away from me, you're breaking the law. I'm going to check back in later.